Hismar is a boss fight that actually is way more about fighting the camera than the actual boss. The dragon only has about 5 to 6 different combinations you need to worry about, so I'm going to show you how to get every single one mastered so you don't have to struggle like I did. What's up? My name is Pastor Gaines. I'm a Souls-like and Elden Ring content creator, and I'm going to show you today how to beat Hismar. Hismar is going to be a 2-phase boss fight where the first phase is much more about mastering your position and knowing where the camera is going to be rather than actually blocking his attacks. The second phase is going to focus way more on chaos attacks and all the attacks that he's done in phase 1 just imbued with chaos. So let's go ahead and start at the very beginning of the fight as you enter the arena. As you enter into the arena, he's going to roar and then he will start his attacks. You need to watch out for the first attack he does, which is typically going to be a smash onto the ground, and then he will also have these raking attacks. I have found that you can just stand back and let him get through these attacks and not worry about them hitting you at all. Now, the positioning of this fight, for me at least, was a little bit different, where I spent the majority of the time underneath of him, looking at his head from the back. I found that I didn't have to worry about his bigger combos with this, so I suggest that's what you do unless you're comfortable with being in the front, great guarding, and parrying these attacks. Now he will rear back and slam his claws down in front of him, and this is your first opportunity to really get some damage off on his head. You can also focus on his horns because when they break, they do a ton of stamina damage and will also take a chunk out of his health. He will do damage when he breaks out of the ground as well, so my advice is to do 2 heavy attacks, 3 light attacks, and then jump backwards to miss the damage as he rears his head back up. This will keep you safe and also get you to position where you need to be for his next attack. He will have these attacks where he charges straight over you and then he will try to swipe with his tail. Just be careful of this. Sometimes he hit me when he was charging, other times he did not. It just depends on exactly what he's trying to do, whether he wants to fly off or whether he just wants to turn around with his tail. Either way, just be ready to guard as he walks over you. He does also have a 2-part attack where he's going to swipe horizontally in front of him and then he will rake backwards. If you position yourself where I am, which is right underneath of his head, you should be missed by this attack completely, but you can break guard this as well. Now the next move you're going to see is when he flies up into the air and looks at you. As soon as he starts to light up, he's going to pretty much teleport when it comes to frame rate right down in front of you and land on you. All you need to do is break guard this, get the timing right. He's only up there for about 2 seconds before he flashes down and hits you. Now this next combo is one of his biggest combos he does, which is going to be a 4-part slash attack. There's going to be a horizontal slash, then a vertical slash, followed by a second vertical slash, and then he's going to rear up on his hind legs and smash both of his hands down. Typically when he does this, the earth around him will shatter and there will be a multi-part explosion. The first 3 attacks can be break guarded, and I ended up just holding down guard whenever the explosion hit. For whatever reason, I could never get that timing down. It's a very fast double explosion that will hit you unless your brink guard is perfect. Now the other option here is to brink guard the first 2 attacks and then run away from him so you can get out of the zone that's going to be exploded. Either way, both of these strategies will work. It is up to you which one works better for you. Now after he does this, his head is going to be vulnerable for about 1.5 seconds, so very quickly run up and get a few attacks off because he will then rear up and start a different combo. Now one thing I want to encourage you with this fight is you just need to be extraordinarily patient. The attacks and combos that Hismar is going to do are not going to be too incredibly difficult to brink guard or counterattack, but it's just the fact that his health pool is so big that you do have to be patient and wait for your opportunities and not get greedy. Now another attack he's going to do is when he's going to fly backwards and then he will rear up with 1 claw and lunge at you, doing a first attack and then a little area of effect of lightning damage that can hit you. My advice to you here is the second you see that attack, start running towards him, and right as he hits the ground, dodge to the right twice, and this attack will miss you, leaving his head open, allowing you to get some damage, hopefully breaking his stance and being able to get off a brutal attack. Now another attack you're going to see from Hismar is when he's going to jump backwards and then fly up into the air, then quickly smash his right hand down on the ground. As you can see, the first time he does it here, I am going to get hit, but the second time he does it, I am going to be able to brink guard this. You can also dodge to the right at the last second, and this attack will also miss you, leaving his head open. This combo you're about to see is one of his really big combos that he does, where he's going to fling a ton of dirt up into the air, allowing it to be really hard to see, and you also have to dodge everything that you're seeing or brink guard everything that you're seeing until he's finished. But what he's going to do is he's going to fly up in the air and then smash down with his right hand. He will then swing with his left hand, then his right hand again, and then smash down with both hands, but this time there is no explosion. explosion. Position yourself exactly where I am, which is right underneath of his chest. Every single thing is going to miss you there, and then you should be able to get some damage off on his head. The last attack you're going to have to worry about in phase 1 is when he's going to fly away and get some distance on you, and then he's going to shoot 2 electricity beams out of his mouth. These are very easy to dodge, and I recommend as you dodge, run towards him and dodge to the right or left. Each time you do this, you will get closer to him, and by the time he is done, he will leave his head vulnerable for a few seconds, and you can get some damage off. If you are close enough to him when he does the first electricity beam, he will only do 1, leaving his head vulnerable to damage. Now, those are all the combinations and moves that you need to be aware of from phase 1. So we're going to move into phase 2 of the fight, where there are a few differences in moves, but the majority of the moves you're going to see again, except this time around they will have chaos damage involved. You'll know you're getting into phase 2 when he reaches about half health and he flies away and starts summoning a ton of this chaos lightning. You can either stay at range here, or you can run up and try to hit his head a little bit right before he's done roaring. But the first thing he's going to do here is he's going to go up into the air and he's going to start spitting chaos flame in 2 separate lines. If you dodge the first one like I did, the second one you will pretty much never get hit by. Now, he can do this more than twice, but I never saw it, and 2 times seemed to be what he was doing every single time that I faced it. He will also have another variation of the lightning beam he shoots out of his mouth, but this time it's going to be chaos flame, and I found that you have to dodge this one or it will hit you. So the second that his head gets to your level, you need to dodge to the right, and this beam will miss you. Every single time I didn't dodge, it hit me anyway. I think it has a little bit better tracking than the first one he does, but just keep that in mind when he starts to glow purple and shoot this beam out of his mouth. Now, you also need to understand that he will also do this attack 1 time instead of twice in a row like he previously did, so you should only have to worry about it a few times in the fight. Next up, we have his first chaos slash, where he's going to fly into the air, turn around, and then smash his right hand down on the ground. I dodged to the right twice, just like I did in the previous phase, and this usually missed me completely. If you brink guard this, that's fine. However, you will have to dodge to the right anyway, because you can't stand in the chaos fire, as it will build up chaos on you and do damage over time. Now, similar to where he rises up in the air and spews chaos fire in 2 separate lines on the arena, he will hover in the air and spew chaos directly down under him. You have to run away from this and watch where the flames are going to be hitting on the ground. You will find areas that you can stand in where the flames are not going to hit you, but you do need to run away from this. Now, if you survive these first few assaults from all the chaos damage he's doing, you will start seeing some attacks that he's done in phase 1, as I previously mentioned. However, an attack that you're not going to see is when he holds his arm back and it starts to glow with chaos, and then he will slam it down on the ground, leaving a chaos area of effect. Now, what's difficult about this is his head is going to land right over where the chaos is, so you can either take some damage and get some damage off on his head, or you can wait for that chaos kind of to dissipate and his head to realign and then get some damage off that way. Hismar has a grab attack as well, where he's going to rear his head back to the right and then he will chomp down in front of him. You're going to want to dodge to the left here, and if you dodge to the right, chances are the grab is still going to get you. It's not going to kill you if you have full health, but it will do a decent chunk of damage, and it's just easier to not be grabbed by this at all. This next combo is unblockable, at least at the end. He's going to go up into the air and smash down with his right hand, then he will hit with a left and then a right again, and then both hands smash on the ground. He will then rise up on his wings, turn around, charge up, and then he will fall onto the ground on his side, skidding across the arena. You cannot block the last part of this attack, so my advice is to position yourself where I did and then back away so you can see where he's going, and then dodge to the left as he zooms past you. Now, I did lie, there's one more variation of the attack that he's done in phase 1, where he slams both hands down on the ground and there is a electricity explosion around him. However, this time he will do the same thing, except it will be chaos fire that shoots out in front of him. My recommendation for this is just to run away from it, or just to hold down guard, because you will not take any damage from this if you guard the entire thing, but getting the brink guard timing down seemed to be incredibly difficult for me, so that was just what I did. But that is every single combination that you're going to see through phase 1 and phase 2. This fight is definitely a slugfest and can take a lot of time if you're not doing a ton of damage, or if you're having trouble hitting his head. The secret to this fight is to target the horns. Make sure you break both of those in the fight, as it will make that much easier for you, and then be very patient. Patience is the key to winning this fight. As I stated before, his health pool is massive, and this fight typically for me was right around 11 minutes every single time I tried, and when I finally beat him, it was right around 11.5 minutes, so definitely be patient. Phase 2 is definitely a lot more challenging challenging than Phase 1, but remember, a lot of the attacks you're going to get in Phase 2 are the same as Phase 1. So without further ado, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification on your way out. And until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.